More. We're not done yet. We got someone that's going to provide 9 tactics that every seller can do with 9 different exclusive custom GPTs that he's going to share with you, including some Rufus stuff and a whole bunch more. So our next demo and presenter that's going to show you some really cool tactics is Andrew Bell. Andrew, how you doing, man?
Ed, how are you doing? Good to be here.
I'm good, man. I hear you got some really good stuff for us today, so I'm stoked to see it.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and dig right in.
Yep, that's all yours.
Okay, cool. But one thing I want someone to do right now, actually, let's say I'll do the first 10 people. Everyone in the chat, pick a particular product of yours, type in the chat 7 keyword phrases that encapsulate what your product is, what it does, how it works, etc. An example, I'll actually put in the chat here what I'm talking about. And then I will do the first. There, something like that. Guessing everybody can see my screen. All right, so this is basically a super GPT. I'm introducing a new concept, and it's called Omni Search Optimization, which essentially is AI-driven search for e-commerce, in particular leveraging multimodal, multi-channel LLM strategies. What does that mean? Multimodal just meaning verbal, visual, video content. Uh, one day it'll be virtual reality, but for now, AI is favoring content that is both verbal, visual, and video, and then also being multi-channel, relying on authority scores from different e-commerce sites, and in particular, going to focus on, well, of course, Amazon is going to be number one, and then we're going to look at Etsy and Pinterest and Walmart and all the GBTs that I had built for that. Uh, we are going to go through some various tactics. The big thing at the outset is that conversational AI is now shopping through conversations now. It's I think the big thing here is like we've always thought conversational AI is like only voice. It's not just voice, it's both text and voice. So conversational AI doesn't just include Alexa Plus, it includes Rufus, which by the way, I'm about to drop a bomb, but according some insider information, Alexa Plus is going to use Rufus very soon to integrate as the shopping assistant behind the gifts that are going to go to Alexa Plus. I'm not going to tell you how you know that. I can just tell you that it's coming, and it'll be really really exciting. So when I say we're optimizing for Rufus, we will simultaneously be optimizing for Alexa Plus too. So I'm going to present 9 different tactics. And in particular, there might be overlap because there's probably more like 15 GBTs in here. Let me show you while this is loading here. My focus will be how to use generative AI to optimize for search, optimize your product detail pages like Lightning with this Amazon SEO listing generator. This is based off my own proven philosophy of optimizing by hand 1,500 product detail pages before ChatGPT existed, seeing overall 10 times organic keyword growth and 2 times conversion rates. From there on, I built a philosophy of product optimization that led to an AI assistant. I used it then to optimize 1,000 product detail pages within only 2 months, as opposed to 2 years. And then we're going to go through understanding and maximizing your Rufus presence with Rufus Optimization GBT. It's now just called Rufus Optimizer. This is built on all known literature about Rufus, with a particular emphasis on the Rufus patent that Juana, me, and Danny have brought to you guys if you haven't read it yet. And then we'll create A plus content text so you can focus on what matters with A plus content creator. I obviously cannot do images, but I'm talking about all the text and all the modules. For those wondering, it'll be both regular A plus content and premium A plus content that I'm going to offer. And oh, by the way, this is all free with the Pro subscription. So you don't have to pay for anything more than the ChatGPT Plus subscription that you already have. So we're going to go from there. Then we're going to optimize for the Amazon search bar with Rewriter AI, which is actually based on 10 different Amazon science papers that I've read. And then specifically designed, yeah, based off patented technology from Amazon in their A9.com division too. So I've read through a number of patents as well that come from A9.com that actually back up a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. For me, I'm a former director of Amazon for a brand called Touch Class when I built a bot for specifically optimized for product detail pages on our own site and beyond. And one thing I'm about to offer, and I don't know why I'm doing it, but first 10 people who comment and message me too on LinkedIn. Actually, no, don't bother with LinkedIn. You can just message me here. Um, I'm gonna build a free bot for you, shopping bot, to show you like with your with your Amazon.com products, or I can do it with your regular brand too, and it would function as a shopping assistant on a GBT that you could then share with your customers through whatever means that you're allowed to. I was thinking about creating customer personas based on reviews from website because I did that also for the brand. So actually, I'm just going to give that as like a secondary promise here is that I'll also help you create a customer persona as well based on all your reviews. You'll just have to provide me all the reviews. I'll give you back the sentiment, everything, no cost to you. And then creating customer personas too based on search term reports if you want. And I'm not just talking search query performance, but sponsored brand search term reports and keywords, especially those that have a lot of keyword sales on it. And then I'm going to show you a GBT that actually renders text on images for you. You can just plug your images in if you don't already have it, and it'll do that. And then we'll probably not go to the product visualizations part, although I'm using that for it is something I'm designing. So let's, I want to start by showing you the GBTs. Then we're going to go to SEO listing writer and we're going to do a live test of the first 10 people that put the keywords in. So first bot is Rufus Optimizer. So basically AI-driven optimization for Rufus, not for Rufus though, I didn't mean to say that. Align listings with inference-based search and recommendations. And like, for example, what is noun phrase? Noun phrase optimization is a structured approach to refine product title. I'm not going to go through all that, obviously, but it's an educational bot that shows you all of that. And this is something that Rufus in particular like wants is your noun phrases. And so it shows you how to create them here. So it shows you the difference you can see on different things like that and whatnot. And then you can go here and say, hey, how can I optimize my Amazon listings for Rufus? That's inference driven, multimodal, AI friendly. And then here as you maximize discoverability engagement. Let's get down to like the good stuff. Like give me. So here's a couple that we can do. Let's start with, is there somebody on my screen?
Let me see if I can erase that. Yeah, something happened.
Oh, I didn't know who did that. If someone was just crossing something out. I was just curious.
I think someone actually bumped a button. I'll get it erased.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So let's do visual label tag. So I'm going to plug in images. Okay. So while that does that, we can go to noun stacking GPT here. And then, for example, if you want to create 3 to 5 different noun stacks, you can. Here's one for wireless earbuds. So it starts with this, and then it goes, okay, it's Bluetooth. Okay, is it Bluetooth? It's noise canceling Bluetooth wireless. It's true wireless noise canceling Bluetooth earbuds, etc. And then you have a fully optimized one here. And as you go down, you see it has gaming, premium. And then you can then use these to plug into a product generator that I'm going to show you here in a bit. That's going to help you. This is just simply called Amazon AI search optimization. So I'm going to show you kind of here what it does. And then let's see first. So notice here with the visual labels, it processes the text and puts it right here. And one thing to do is like sometimes it'll do stuff like that where it's like, okay, you need to do it for each respective one. So you would say, okay, make it respective to now I'm going to go to the chat. I'm going to plug in. I hope I'm not botching it. Is it Bogdan? Papa? Hopa? Sorry. There's this. So here, what it's going to do, it's going to go through the Rufus patent framework where it's going to do noun phrase plus visual label integration. And then it'll do visual label mapping as well, where to emphasize these things at. And it'll go through visual and Q&A integration. And it'll go through Q&A and semantic understanding optimization. Then it'll go through semantic understanding and inference optimization, which is another one we'll get into. And then it'll say, hey, would you like to fully optimize listing? And then you just say yes. So what it'll do is give you a product title, bullet points, product description, customer questions and answers like this. And then lifestyle image suggestions as well. Then you'll go here to Q&A pairs if you want to. And you can either upload an image of your product. You can provide product information. So one thing I think it's good to do is like if we take, for example, wireless earbuds from the noun stack that I did. And you say, one thing to do if AI doesn't do what you want it to, just say, do your job. It's amazing. That's like a quick fix of what it does. It'll be like, it'll like remind itself. So first thing you have general product information with Q&As, usage and functionality, paired maintenance, customer concerns, and the like. Then you have what's called Cosmo powered optimizer. And so let's just do this. Let's just do metal wall art for living room. And it'll use basically this is based on that science paper if you haven't read that already. And so it goes based off the concept of intention to primary purchase to co-purchase. So the intention is I'm redecorating my living room for a modern look. The primary purchase would be metal wall art with abstract or geometric designs. And then also you might want to have matching throw pillows, area rug, and modern lighting fixtures. And so it'll give different things. So like you have the intention here, you have 10 different intentions that would lead to probably 10 different primary purchases and then co-purchases to go with that. And so the idea is to take this and then put it into your product listings and finding ways to weave into that. If you have like copywriters saying, hey, here's this information, a wealth of information. Because sometimes, honestly, manufacturers will not give you very many details about your product. So it's nice having tools like this that can literally like you just give a phrase, well, this is a metal wall art, it's for the living room, it's big, and then it'll give you 10 intentions that lead to 10 primary purchases and then 10 co-purchases.
So Andrew, we have a few people asking, are you going to be giving, sharing some of these GPTs?
Oh, you'll get it for free. Yeah, you'll get everything.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah, you guys will get everything in this toolkit. Actually, before I forget, let me just send it to the chat. Have fun. And then you want to hit, if you want to see all the GPTs, you just put show me all GPTs like this.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of GPTs. So all those GPTs are built into this one main GPT?
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's the function of it. So for example, with Rufus, you have Rufus here. That's the Rufus optimizer, opens up a new tab, pretty easy. And then you have customer journey questions related to Rufus. Uh, so this one, for example,
And I think you may have put that link to someone in a maybe a private chat because it didn't come through in the everyone chat.
oh, oh, my fault.
Got it. Thank you, Andrew.
You're very welcome. Sorry about that. So it'll always bring these up very consistently. I've tested it a lot of times. I usually test these things hundreds of times before I actually bring it out to somebody. It doesn't mean it's perfect, but it's the best I can do. And then if you want, we're going to go back to the customer journey questions. And we're going to go to our noun stack. This is based on a science paper that came out about Rufus from one of the authors of the patent as well. And it talked about what kind of questions should you be asking uh, throughout the customer journey? What exactly is Rufus going to be asking in particular? So to go through the paper and then again, just put do your job. So here are 5 structured Q&A tables. First, you have aspect questions. So do these earbuds. So these are the types of questions that, yes, you'll need the paid version to do this. Oh, well, actually, that's not true. You can technically use the free version. Let me know with the link if that's what you get. Then you have comparison questions against other products. So notice here the difference, like how do these earbuds compare to AirPods Pro? Now notice that the Rufus, like when you go and you search something, for example, if it's, AirPods, what it'll bring up is questions when you go down in the search results. And you'll notice like for theirs, like you can actually compare things very well because as you search deeper in Rufus, the more specific the product information becomes. Rufus only has access to a certain amount of product information per product on the home page, per product on the search page. And then, of course, on the product detail page, it uses everything. They do that to save computational resources. And then you'll have general knowledge questions too. And then you'll have how-to questions, usage and maintenance. And then you'll have superlative questions. And so these are things that you can plug in that you can answer. And then one thing I would suggest doing as well is, if you can, take and copy the product listing here. This one. And then plug it in and say, answer these questions with this product information. So then here, now you have all those aspect questions being answered based on your product information. It can give you examples like so. So it looks like these are questions that really weren't answered, as you can tell. Well, it also went haywire. So this is where GPT can go haywire. It says supplements suitable for. Then we can go here. So this one is really helpful. It's a general one that helps you, like I told you, with manufacturer details can be very scarce. And so one thing that can help quite a bit is if you have your images of your product, you'll plug it in here and it'll actually come up with all the different aspects regarding that image. It gives you ideas. I used to call it potential points because it's potential things you could use in your listings across e-commerce sites. So it's going to give you detailed features and benefits based on what it sees. And you can look at it and be like, oh, okay, no, that's probably not it. And no, not that. But then you might say, oh, yeah, that's perfect. And these all look pretty good. This one's kind of subjective. You don't really know that for sure. And then you have quick highlights as well. And then you'll have it too here, feature into table description. So all these have different functions, as you can tell. And then you have Amazon SEO rewriter, which basically will take you, like take any given paragraph and it'll help formulate it in such a way that, you know, it'll optimize like for the Amazon search bar specifically. And then we have Amazon Premium A+ content generator. You plug these in here. Oh, and by the way, this is something that's going to be my new like model. So I'm going to be updating this for the next 2 weeks every day, fixing out any bugs that I see and everything. But I wanted to get the product in front of you as soon as possible, so that way you can use it. There's never going to be a paid tier on it. I do this stuff for fun. I love it, and I love helping sellers in any possible way that I can. And so that's why I'm providing it. And if you guys have suggestions like, hey, can you build this within there? That would be awesome. I'm all about that, creating those. And I can put as many GBTs as possible to an extent. I have up to 8,000 characters, and I usually try to like do all 8,000 characters on how I do the prompt. So you see on these individual images, you'll notice in Premium A+ content how it covers the navigation text, subheadline, headline, body text, and then alt text here for each image like this. Then it gives you the set to. Anyone who knows Premium A+ content I guess you can put in the chat what you use if you have access to premium A+ content or if you have A+ content. And this is set 2, where you have subheadline, headline, and then body text. And then, of course, the Q&A section on premium A+ content. Okay, that's good. I also have regular A+ content if someone's interested in that too. And I have Etsy optimization GBT. So for example, if this is like a handmade rug, it's automatically set up to optimize specifically for Etsy. And those who are familiar with the Etsy interface will see exactly like what I mean. You know, where titles are not near as long and the descriptions are not near as long. But still important to have this kind of stuff. And at the end, it should produce the tags as well that you'll typically see. And then here's the suggested Etsy tags to use for that specific product. And then you have Pinterest optimization GBT. So like, for example, if you're going to show this, this is probably a Pinterest worthy image. It goes through. So one thing to do too is like have an image describe itself in depth. That way it gives a better output on what you're doing next. That's a really good hack to have. And so this is all based on the character limits and everything of Pinterest. And then also finding different things. So like crafting a Pinterest board strategy. And this is based on 2 different science papers grounded in vision language models and other things, because Pinterest has the best vision language models on the planet. I believe that other places like Amazon are just playing catch up with them. And Walmart Seller Pro. So it says like what are best practices, etc. But then you can also do, you know, optimize based on Walmart. Anybody have a tab problem? I do. I always do. Then inference pathways. This is a very crucial one as well. I see it as like it helps you get to your product. These are a lot of times these are GBTs that help see things that otherwise wouldn't have been seen. I think AI does a good job of teaching us that very thing, right? AI allows us to uncover unspoken needs and tell stories that might otherwise go untold. AI is not replacing us. It's enhancing our ability to create, connect, and captivate. I believe the power of AI lies in how we wield it. When someone says, "Oh, you can't do that," I say, "Well, it's all about the prompt." You know, depends how good you are at prompting. So, for example, if I type in, it'll go through primary features inferences. So the primary inference of this would be, okay, durable and sturdy, ensures longevity, resistance to wear. Secondary inferences would be, okay, withstands environmental factors such as humidity and temperature changes, maintains its aesthetic appeal over time and minimal maintenance, provides a high-end luxury feel compared to canvas or wood wall art, which is totally totally accurate. I optimize Touch a Class, where I actually show up on AI shopping guides and brands under like the wall sculptures guide. And one thing we did very well at is large metal wall sculptures. We had 300 in particular that I honestly had a lot of fun optimizing those. And then these help like drive optimization tactic. And then you have intricate laser cut design. Yep, that's typically what metal wall art will do. That's precision detailing, enhances aesthetic appeal of fine craftsmanship. And then what does a large size mean, right? It creates a bold statement, it elevates room presence and a focal point. You don't necessarily just think about those things, right? Say the things that otherwise go without saying to help AI read your listings better. And then you have secondary inferences too. And this can help you come up with product ideas as well. Like, oh, okay, I could do this with this product. And more importantly, it makes contextual connections of, okay, this is sophisticated modern appeal. Why? Because of these very things. And then you go down, it gives you pathways for buyer personas. So it could be for modern homeowners, it could be for art enthusiasts, practical buyers, large space owners. But what would be the ultimate buyer persona? It'd be the modern luxe decorator, a homeowner who values bold, elegant decor that's both durable and visually impactful. They prefer high quality materials that require minimal upkeep and seamlessly integrate into contemporary or industrial interiors, which is absolutely right. Anybody who knows home decor industry, and I feel like I know it back and forth, probably because I track 10 competitors for every category type that I possibly could. And we had probably like 20 different categories within the home decor that I had to track. Um, so yeah, I personally love this. This is probably my favorite in terms of like what you can take from that. And then I already showed you noun stacking. I showed you Q&A pairs. You're welcome to look at these at your uh, leisure because we're going to go to I'm going to optimize in real time the other uh, keywords that were provided. Amazon brand store, this is based specifically on templates used there. And I'll continually update it as well as it goes. So say, hey, Andrew, this isn't there anymore. Why is this there? Tell me, I'll fix it. Amazon FBA specialist, sponsored products advisor, Amazon influencers expert. The reason I know a lot about this is because my wife's a big influencer. She has 52K followers on Instagram and 153K on TikTok. And so I have early access to a lot of things because she lets me use her influencer account, which is pretty cool. And so I have a lot of data regarding this as well, and all the brands that she works with and their insights. And then PPC Pro, Amazon Advertising Specialist, where you can do a number of things with that. I can give you a number of tutorials as well. Feel free to reach out to me anytime regarding that. And so yeah, this is all yours. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to get to the optimizations now that I want to do. And then we'll get to questions.
Everybody's loving it, Andrew. You're getting tons of praise in the chat.
Oh, 1 second. We're going to switch over. I feel like I'm cheating on Microsoft. I'm going to Chrome. We go to chat. All right, I'm going to go back to those first 10. Hang on. Bear with me. Here we go. All right, let's start with Paul Beckwith. Is that right? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to put that in there. I'm going to take gift wrap tissue paper craft. Okay. Let me take. No way. My brother and sister, my brother-in-law and sister have a microgreens business. That's no way. They sell it every weekend, farmers market. It's pretty cool. And then we have Fareed Ibrahim. And Carrie Thomas. And we have Charles Wheat. Russ Coolin. It's good. More detailed, the better, but this thing can pick up anything. All right, now let's go through them. So for those who had scrubs tops for women, under scrubs for medical, you have these here. And notice not all going to be right, but the idea is to make it narrative style. That's what AI reads honestly the best is brevity is not your friend. You want to have, as much information as possible. Of course, that's relevant, and this GPT exceeds in that. So here you have the bullet points. Notice it uses words like experienced, designed, gives use cases. Notice it's just like filled with use cases. Whether reaching, bending, lifting, this under scrub top contours your body, essentially flattering fit while allowing unrestricted movement. And you have a captivating paragraph that goes with it. Now, again, this is where it can all complement each other. You can use all the different GBTs to help with this. I'm one day going to have it all consolidated, but for now, this is the best that I could do. And then you have lifestyle image suggestions for Amazon posts. I have a lot of experience in that. I've done 1,500 unique Amazon posts that got over 20 million plus impressions. I did it right when it first had come out. So I know exactly how to do that, the captions to use. Using, lifestyle photographs, of course, is important. And a lot of times too, Rufus, the results that it'll bring up has the very first thing you'll notice in search results now is it'll have Amazon posts going across where it says shop by store, but it's taking an image from Amazon posts as you go through. So I think you're going to see more of Amazon posts. I could be wrong. I thought Amazon Inspire would keep going, but they took that out as well. So we'll see what happens. But for now, this is what we'll give you here. Then you have gift wrapped tissue paper for wrapping. Again, notice the narrative style language here. From classical white and pastel shades to bold festive hues, there's a perfect match for birthdays, weddings, baby showers, and holidays. This assortment allows you to mix and match to create stunning wrapping and decorative accents. So I have a big background. I didn't study business. I studied ancient Greek. And then I also have the #1 poetry AI assistant on the GPT store. And that gives me the ability to really use language. I love language. And my wife literally just, I'll read poetry to her at night and helps her sleep. So she gets get bored. But nonetheless, it's helped me create these types of things where it's very narrative style, story driven content. And then you have product description, lifestyle images. And then here's for microgreens. So these tiny leaves are loaded with essential nutrients like vitamin C, E, K, helping to boost immunity, support digestion, et cetera. So you see it's like filled with that. And you have natural arthritis pain relief cream. Black beach tote bag. See, this is where AI. So that's where you put do your job.
And so Farhan wants to know, is Rufus optimization built into this?
It is built into this. I have a specific GBT for it, but here's the thing. If you have too much in one prompt, it actually won't be as good of an output, even if it says it's going to do that. So I've noticed like breaking it up can be very helpful, but yeah, the idea is to integrate them both. But this is very much so Cosmo driven and Rufus oriented as well. So this is sun protection umbrella. And then this is adhesive car holder. This is grooved handwriting workbook. And this is body lotion for dry skin. Yes. Would you guys like to see, yes, to someone who said, these bullet points look a bit too long. Are you sure? Yes, they'll get indexed, 100%. And in fact, I want to show you something that I think needs to be said.
Thank you.
Is when you go,
Because I've been writing listings for years and it drives me nuts when people say to have short bullet points. Like you don't need them. So
yeah,
yes, go.
yes, no, it's very, very, very important. All the data shows that it's extremely important to do that. Um, so some of them will have it longer, but like, for example, there's 6 bullet points here. As opposed to, oh, let's say like you're only supposed to have 5. Technically, that like you can do more. But if you go across a lot of Amazon's products, you'll see tons of this kinds of stuff everywhere, all around. You'll see longer bullet points. So it's funny when Amazon tells you that, oh, you need to be this way when it's breaking its own rules constantly, right? What about title length? Sports and outdoors say max. Gary, are they saying that's best practice 50, or are they saying like on your listing specifically? Because I remember in outdoors with home decor, we did not have that max.
Sometimes it's said like 80 characters for years in a lot of categories, and
Yeah,
it was still 200. So just like don't necessarily look at what Amazon is saying is the limitation. Actually test it. See how many characters
yeah.
you're allowed, and Amazon will tell you in the back end how many you could, like how much you're over. But the placeholder text that's below it that says like 80 characters or whatever, you can just ignore that. It's been wrong for years.
It has been. What are step-by-step GPT prompts will be required if a multi-GPT approach is needed? Well, that's what I'm building right now. No, it's limitation changes longer good for. Yeah. Okay. So no. That's I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Plus, someone said longer are good for robots, not that much for humans. I think that like with Rufus, when it brings up different use cases and studies and recommends product, it's going to take into factor everything that you say, right, in your product information. Being as comprehensive as possible for them is important. But here's the thing: notice like these descriptions are very narrative oriented. They're not keyword stuff, because if you needed to be long for robots, you would just put it all in there. But truthfully, like putting it in as if like, a human writes it, um, I think is super important. And in this case, AI, for us, things go without saying. That's not true with AI. Say the things that for us go without saying, because we know those things as human beings, right? The things that go without saying. But for AI, always say the things that go without saying, which is so important of why you discuss like intentions and things like that. Oh, and I have more GBTs coming into that same GBT as well, where like one for AI shopping guides, very comprehensive GBT that'll be able to optimize completely for that. Okay, so I'm going to open up for questions. Oh, everyone in the chat put what was your favorite GBT that I showed?
We're seeing the Omni search, all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Amazon SEO listing optimization, premium A+ content creator, inference pathway, SEO listing optimization, Rufus. And Murray says, wow, I have to play to know, just a bomb of help.
Uh, how many people are playing with it right now as I talk?
Me. Guilty. Here. One. Me. Yes. Me.
Who's been testing it without listening to me? I'm kidding. I say that because maybe I would just be so focused on it. So entire time.
Ryan says entire time. Maybe me.
I,
Wait,
that's
what?
okay. That's funny.
These are really cool, Andrew. They're really cool.
Do you?
I
Oh, I
think
was
you
going to
had
ask
some
too.
questions a little bit further up. Do you want me to
Yeah, that would be
go
great.
through? So
Yeah.
Ken asks, which tools in your arsenal would you recommend for optimizing a sponsored brand video and then optimizing the imagery and text overlay?
Specifically, okay, image overlay. Did you see the visual label tagging one that I showed? Is that what you're talking about?
It's for sponsored brand video. I don't know. Do you have any tools for optimizing a sponsored brand video?
Oh, not specifically sponsored brand video. I do have a video script writer generator, but not specific to that. I have something like that in the works right now where it's going toward all different formats. But right now I'm looking at all the sponsored brands that are kind of working the best and going through that, what to do specifically for it. But if you're talking about like using Sora or something like that uh, to generate a video itself, I don't in particular have that.
All right. Let's see here. I think I think we're good. For those people who are watching the replay right now, because we have a lot of people who are overseas who have registered and who are going to be catching the replay, I have created a bit.ly link for Andrew's GPT. I'm going to quickly share my screen just so that you guys who are watching the replay can grab the link for this. And let me just share it. I created a bit.ly link. It is bit.ly/Andrew GPT, all small letters. So that makes it very easy for you guys who are
Oh,
watching the
nice.
replay to grab it and get access to these awesome tools as well.
Maybe blow that up a little bit, so they
Oh,
can see it. It's pretty small on the screen for some people.
oh, okay.
I'm also going to send it in the chat again, just in case.
Kevin's the boss. All right, let's see here. How's that?
There you go. Much better. Now the old men can see it.
bit.ly/Andrew
Like my dad.
GPT.
Like me.
So hopefully that helps you guys if you're looking for a quick link to that GPT.
Cool. Oh, that was awesome, Andrew. Appreciate that. And thanks for sharing all that.
Yeah, absolutely. I just hope this is good for sellers. And then don't forget, I have the first 10 people. It looks like there's a lot more. Honestly, anybody who go if you message me on LinkedIn, go to LinkedIn, Andrew Bell. I'll do it for you. I don't care how many people come to it. Okay, I'll do
Uh,
it. I'm very,
You're
very
gonna be
good at
busy
it.
for a while.
Yeah, just give me a couple. I promise I'm gonna get through it. Man of my word. So
Awesome.
Thousands,
Kind of
thousands of people.
thousands. Awesome.
it's just good. It's good practice. So
Yeah,
I
that's
know I
good.
love doing free listing reviews too, man. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I understand it's part of the joy of what you do, right?
yeah, exactly. So, anyways,
Cool.
in the chat, I'll do what the one guy did. Tell me how you liked it. Rate the what you thought of and how helpful the information was, and then oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 10. What did you guys think? 1 to 10. All right, getting a lot of 11s, a lot of a thousands, 42. 42. That's an interesting. I like that one.
Yeah.
1 million.
Fair enough.
I
Okay,
love it. All right, Andrew, you did amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andrew.
no problem. Yep. Take care. Bye.
All right. Before we keep going, I'm going to show two things before we bring in our last speaker. Just a couple little tools. One of them might be out of reach for some of you, but I want to show what it does, and another one's free. So let me pull up my screen. And this one, Amy knows. AI Branding Academy is our friend Mark DeGrasse. He's got a really cool, several tools, but one of them that's free, and I'll post this link in the chat here. Let me just go ahead and post it right now. Post it in the chat so everybody. Oops. As it's. There it is in the chat. This is a really good way to actually test your brand assessment. It's a free tool. So he's using Perplexity. You don't have to use Perplexity, but he gives you the instructions here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but I just want to share this with you. But this is a prompt, and so you input your brand link. It could be to your Amazon storefront. It can be to your Amazon brand. It can be to your website. So if you have a website for your company, so that's the only thing you change on. Then you copy the rest of this prompt. He recommends Perplexity, but you can use anything you want. And he gave this away free at a summit that Amy and I were at back in Austin. And I guess he looks like he's having another one here coming up. Um, but this is a really cool tool. Just it'll go into your brand and do a total brand assessment and give you all kinds of like where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are. So that's a pretty cool tool. I just want to share with everybody. And he's got some other stuff here, but so check out the chat. Those of you on the replay, it's aibranding.academy, and then quick brand assessment prompt. That with dashes in between that. And then the other one I'll show, this one might be out of reach for some of you, but this one is, I showed this a little bit earlier. It's Copy Coders, and it's copycoders.ai. I believe the price is $10,000 a year right now, and sometimes they run specials, but this thing is ridiculous. So I can come in here and someone put their website that you're willing to share in the chat. Just put a website into the chat that you're willing to share. I'm gonna create an email, or maybe even your product listing. Let me let's oh, let me take this one right here. Oh, that's AI Mastery. Someone, is that something else that someone typed in? That's not a. Is that someone's website? AI Mastery. All right, I'll just use this. Why not? So I'm gonna come back here, and I can actually create. There's all these bots in here that will do all kinds of the Genesis AI bots, copy extractor. What these guys did is they spent weeks going through all the greatest copywriters of all time, all the old marketing books, and built this elaborate system for actually writing emails, writing list. It's not made for Amazon, but it's made for like if you want to do emails to your list to give them the sell points. It does all these different ones that specialize in pain points, specialize in voice mod, curiosity. But a couple of the ones I'm just going to show you real quick that I like. There's tons of different ones focused on different things, but I can come down here into this click driver spot. Let's say I'm sending out an email to my audience. I can come here and I'm going to paste this link that someone just, I need to open, shoot, it's going to open up Poe. Oh, shoot. Let me get that code. Just bring me to the wrong place. Dadgummit. Code. There it is. 21896. So I can just paste this link. And if you have a copy that you've written, like a newsletter or email that you've written, wrong one. Let me go back, get the link. So I'll just post this, and what's going to do is it's going to come up. What is it doing? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Dadgummit. I'm not on my usual computer, so it's actually telling me I'm not. Let me see if I can open this. Yeah, I don't have Poe on here. Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to show it to you on this computer. Maybe I can log in after this next one, show you on the other computer, maybe. But what it would do is it would give me 20 different emails within about 2 seconds, all at different angles and all extremely well written with all the buttons to push for someone to actually click and buy. I started using this on some of the emails that I've been sent out, and I've doubled and tripled my clicks. And unfortunately, I can't show it to you on this computer because it's on my main computer. But if you want to take a look at it, it's copy. Go back. It's Genesis. So it's copycoders.ai. I have no idea what they're charging for it right now. Copy coders. It's probably, I got it on a special deal because I went to an event. Looks like he's selling a workshop. You might have to join his group or something. So I have no idea what it costs. I just know, I think the normal price is 10 grand. I think he was selling it for 5 at one point, but this thing is paid for. If you're doing a lot of email, this thing is paid for itself in 1 or 2 emails for me. Unfortunately, I can't show it here. Let me see if I can set up my other computer maybe, and I'll log in and try to show it to you after we bring on this next speaker. So our next speaker